Hi, I'm Matthew Cavalier and welcome back to my channel, Moments with Matthew. Over the past couple of months that I've been doing this channel, we've discussed quite a few things. We've discussed love, we've discussed mastery versus success, gratitude, holiday spirit, and as we move into the new year, because hard to believe, but tomorrow is New Year's Eve as this video is going live, we want to talk today about priorities. One of the big things a lot of people do for the new year is New Year's resolutions. And if you don't make them a priority, they disappear. We stop doing them. And that's typical. When we set goals, when we choose a career, when we choose a spouse, a loved one, when we have children, pets, all of those things become a priority or they don't. The choice is yours. So how do you make those things a priority? That's the thing we want to discuss today. What makes something a priority? Without prioritizing their work, an artist would never create something that they would put on sale. Or a writer would never get a book published. Or a runner would never complete a marathon because they didn't prioritize the training. All of these things come when we prioritize. And sometimes we look at the things that we have to prioritize and it's a mound of frustration and how am I ever going to do that? And of course, it's easy to give up. Same with our New Year's goals and resolutions. If we don't prioritize them or we don't know how to prioritize them, we're never going to accomplish them. And a lot of those can be done in little bits and bites. I want to lose weight is probably not a good resolution to start the New Year's off with. I want to lose 5 pounds in a month or 2 months. That's a good goal to start with. You can start whittling it down. If you want to write the great American novel, you're not going to sit down and say, yes, I'm going to write my 400 pages of my American novel. That will be overwhelming for you. I'm going to write for 30 minutes a day. I'm going to write for an hour a day. That you can accomplish. That you can prioritize into your already busy schedule. That's the part you have to think about. Sometimes we're forced to prioritize things. We go into work, the boss says, I need you to do this right now, make it a priority. It becomes a priority. 1, because hopefully we like our job, and 2, we want to keep that job. So we prioritize what the boss wants us to prioritize. Sometimes the priority is our own. You know what? I'm not liking this job right now, so my priority is to find a new one. How am I going to find that new job? Well, let's start making it a priority. What are the steps I need to do to prioritize a new job? Better update that resume. Better start looking at sites that offer job postings. Better start improving my LinkedIn. So all of those things become your priority. So the priority can be set by you. Sometimes, as much as we don't like it, it's set by others. And that's okay. But we have to understand when the priority is right for us and when the priority isn't right for us. Have you ever had one of those moments where someone tells you, I have a deal for you. I have a way for you to become successful. I have a way for you to make more money. And they tell you all these things that you have to do. And you think to yourself, wow, that sounds great. I would love to make more money, or I would love to do this, or I would love to have this success. And then as you start to think about it and you start to listen to what they're telling you and how you go about accomplishing it, you think to yourself, actually, that's not my priority. That's not what I want for this. When I started this channel, a lot of people said, well, what's your priority here? Do you want to make money out of it? Do you want to become famous? Listen, if Oprah wants to have me on, I am totally fine with that. But my priority is to share this information and this knowledge and to have a conversation and open that up with those who are watching. If that happens a little bit at a time, great. If I don't go beyond the 84 subscribers I have now, that's okay too. I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy sharing the things that I've learned through my own trials and tribulations. If it helps one person, then I have succeeded in what I wanted to do. So my priority for this is I just want to make these videos, have good things to talk about, open up lines of communication with those that are following and active with me. And if I can help someone, that's my priority too. Not going to turn down Oprah when she calls, but my priority is to focus on this channel and just continue to create really good videos that I can be proud of. That's my priority. So what's your priority? Is it your kids? Is it your family? For me, it's my pets, it's my house, it's my job, it's this channel. So we don't just have one priority in our life. We have to kind of set what that priority is going to look like. And that becomes important too. If you're just starting out on this process, I recommend writing down your ideas. What is important to you? What do you find important in your life right now? Make the list as long as you want or as short as you want. And then go back and take a look at that list. Reflect on it for a little while, and then start to prioritize. What are the most important things to you that you've written down on your list? Why is it important to you? That is something you also need to think about. As we begin to decide what's important to us and to prioritize, we have to understand why it's so important to us. That becomes another piece of the to-dos when it comes to deciding what's important and how to prioritize it. Even if you are an old hand at doing this, it's still something that's important to do on a regular basis. You should also look back every couple of months at your list. Have things changed? Is this still important to me? Do I still need to prioritize it? Can I take it off my list? And once you have a couple of lists going, it'll be fun to kind of look back and say, wow, I remember how important that was to me, and now it's not so important anymore. And that's why it's so good to really write it down, take note, reflect on it, because that's how we start to understand where our priorities lie. We do have to think to ourselves, what are my priorities? Obviously, my house is a priority to me. If I don't pay the mortgage, then I'm not going to keep my house. So the priority has to be, how do I budget so that I can afford my mortgage? How do I budget so I can afford food? How do I budget for when those things happen around the house that always do, that you have to fix? Those are the things that become a priority to me. So I prioritize my home. I prioritize my pets, taking them to the vet, making sure they get walked and put outside, and make sure they have food, and make sure we have playtime and cuddle time and love time. And those are a priority because I don't have children, but my pets become my children. So they are important to me. I prioritize them. I love the job I have right now, so I prioritize that. When help is needed, I prioritize that at work. When I have a project I need to do, I prioritize that at work. When it's time to film a video, I prioritize that. I have a set filming day and a set day that I edit and a set time that I put these videos out. That has become a priority to me. And I realized that the reason I wasn't doing well in the last time I thought about doing this, or when I had my written blog, I wasn't prioritizing those things. I would sit down and I would say, oh yeah, I had an idea. Let me type that out. Well, that didn't help me gain a continual following, and it lost followers who were interested because they didn't know when I was going to post or what I was going to talk about or how frequent it would be. Now you know here, Wednesdays is a moment with Matthew and Fridays is a mini moment. And I enjoy that. And I enjoy prioritizing this channel for you. Someone who wants to learn the guitar is gonna prioritize those guitar lessons that they do. They're gonna sit in their room for hours and they're gonna play the guitar. Someone who wants to pass their math class, They're going to sit down and do their math homework, and they're going to find extra work. Those that want to do a career, they are going to find what they need to do to get that career. We prioritize what we want to accomplish, and that is so important. We can't have success and we can't have mastery if we aren't prioritizing what we want to do. That becomes so important, but it also becomes the part that people put off to the wayside. We think to ourselves, I go to my job every day, I do the work that's put in front of me, that's a priority. But is it a priority? Is it something you are saying to yourself, I need to devote time and reflection to this and see how I can do better at my job? If you want to prioritize a promotion at your job, one of the best things to do is think about how I can be best at the job I'm doing so that those around me will see how great I am doing. And then that will connect me into the next position that I want to get and the next position that I want to get. If you're always prioritizing the promotion, but not the job you're doing currently, they're going to look at you and say, that's not right. That's not, you can't handle this yet because we can't see that you're handling what you're doing. This was a problem for me when I was back in the classroom and I wanted to do other jobs, and I wasn't a bad teacher, but I wasn't the best that I could be and the best I knew I could be, and those around me saw it. So when I started to prioritize, how do I get better? How do I do better for my students? That's when I started to see the upward motion within the school system. And that was really helpful to me. That got me to the job I'm doing now. That's gotten me to doing my master's degree. So those have been helpful because I said, I really have to prioritize this. And that's what we have to focus on. Whether it's prioritizing, I need 8 hours of sleep, so I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock, or it's prioritizing, I want to write every day and I'm setting aside time every day to write, or I want to practice my singing. I want to practice my running so that I can run a half marathon and a marathon. Those are the things that you have to prioritize, and you do them little bit by little bit by little bit. Don't take the full mound, little bit by little bit, bite by bite by bite, and prioritize those little bites. Prioritize how you are going to accomplish what you want to accomplish. You don't have to say, I'm going to accomplish everything. It is the first of the year and now I'm going to do it. If you want to take the month of January and the month of February to really think about what your priorities are going to be, do it. January 1st is an arbitrary date. Yes, it is the new year, and a lot of us are going to be happy to see 2020 go, but that doesn't mean that January 1, 2021, you have to have your list of priorities ready to go, prioritized, and here's how I'm going to tackle it. You don't have to do that. You can do that any day. Every day you wake up is your newest opportunity to prioritize, to say, this is what I want my life to be. And that's the reflection you have to have. What is it you want your life to look like? That's how you decide what your priorities are. Decide how you want to live, how you want to feel, what you want your life to look like, and that's how you're going to prioritize. Thank you so much for coming and meeting with me every single week for the last couple of months. And I am going to continue to prioritize this channel. So you are going to continue to see Wednesdays, A Moment with Matthew, and Fridays, A Mini Moment. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share, and check out the socials down below so that you can continue this conversation with me going forward. Happy New Year, and I will see you in 1 week in the new year for another Moment with Matthew.